Hello, and welcome to Warhammer 2 Total War, Part 8 of our Kislev campaign. Last time, what was happening last time? Beckhafen decided to attack me with a stupid army, comprised of 2 units of Demigryph Knights and 1 steam tank, as well as a captain and their lord. They did not succeed. Norska, I think we're going to be dealing with Throg and some other Norskan armies which have decided to move south, so that's something which we're going to have to prepare for. Oh boy, Throg. I thought we'd dealt with him previously. We have actually dealt with Throg previously. He was a reinforcing army, however. So we did not get the trait for beating him. I can't remember what it is. It might be like regeneration or physical resistance increase or something. If I mute, it's because I'm eating a biscuit. And I'd like to spare people the crunching. Anyway. We saw them before. The game was telling us about the ruins. You can do several things with the ruins aside from just colonize them. You can also search the ruins, either using a hero or using an army. There's kind of 2 purposes for searching ruins. One of them is trying to discover whether Skaven are inhabiting the ruins. And the other one is for finding loot, like a magical item, or maybe some gold, or possibly a benefit or something for a number of turns. It used to be you would search the ruins and on a random chance you would find something. Oftentimes you wouldn't find anything. So a number of updates ago. When was it? I think it was around the time when they added the Vampire Coast. They actually added little puzzles for you to solve via the menu system. So you have like 4 choices to choose from, and an image to try and deduce the answer from. Now, some of them are like, you know, all these dice sitting down on the ground, and you have to guess which face is the one which has got a question mark on it. Which is pretty easy to do, just deduction. The one I hate the most is the, what's it called? Puzzle of the Old Ones or something like that, and it's like these squiggly lines on these 3 discs, and you have to align the discs in your head to try and figure out which symbols they line up to. I can't do that. I can't keep the images in my head, so that one is particularly annoying for me whenever I get it. We were also exploring the world, and I believe we were going through Bretonia currently? Musalon has been destroyed, which is a shame. They actually have a unique look because of one of the mods which I have. And a unique army list. I think they have a variety of peasant units with them from the Bretonian forces, as well as their Black Knights, the skeletal horsemen. Vampire counts usually also come with lance formation, but the peasants also have the have a unique like a unique ability on them, or passive ability on them, called mutant, I forget what it does. I think it might give them a bit more leadership or something, because they're like, you know, we live aside undead all the time. They're not that big of a deal. I think I also have a mod which gives the Barrow Legion, led by Heinrich Kemmler, a unique list. That one comes with a bunch of ghost units and like simulacrum golems and a few unique lords. I haven't played it too much. It seems interesting. He has to reinforce these some of his units by... Heinrich Kemmler has to reinforce some of his units by raiding the ruins, if you find them around the map. But he has to like desecrate the graveyards to raise new undead of those types. Yep, there's Throg. Oh, and Osland was wandering around our territory. What are you doing? You're just making me angry at you.
I'm not stupid.
No, you're not. You're level 7. You've got a lot of horse masters. 2 Marauder chariots, Marauder ice wolves, berserkers, Norscan ice wolves, warhounds.
I will marshal the men.
It's a full stack. So, well, we do have walls on Zoishank, but Throg is a siege attacker, so he doesn't need to wait to attack a settlement with walls. He can just attack it straight off. That's the remains of that stupid army they sent, sans the steam tank, because we made sure to destroy that.
Lord.
And we can see here that Bretonia is kind of united. Bretonia itself, Corone, led by what's his name? The King of Bretonia, Luan Leoncourt, that's it. Has confederated with about half of them. I think Paravon is still on its own over here. And so is Carcassonne, led by the Fey Enchantress. With Castle Carcassonne and Brion being under their control. Magritta has fallen. Tabaro and Bilbali is owned by Tabaro. Miragliano is still controlled by Talia, but Lucchini has fallen to the vampire coast over here of Sartosa. Skaven Blight is still just Skaven. I think Magritta might be controlled by the Skaven. Seems so. Zaraxil has actually fallen to the Golden Order. That's interesting. Myrmidons is still controlled by the Border Princes, however Zvorak there is controlled by the Greenskins. Matorka has been taken by Karak Hearn. Barak Var and the surrounding Blood River Valley is controlled entirely by Barak Var. Ackendorf is controlled by Border Princes. The Dwarves are actually moving into the Empire. They've taken Schwarzhafen and the Moot. Are they at war with the Empire? I doubt that. No, they're actually on friendly terms. Except for treaties with Ostermark. I mean, it's not surprising that they are. The Dwarves and Empire, in the lore, have a long-standing, what's it called? You know, alliance treaties and the like. Which don't necessarily mean that they'll always get along with each other, but they'll pretty much always get along with each other in this game. They're predisposed to. However, you can go to war with the Empire if you so wish, if you're playing as the Dwarves, and vice versa. I don't particularly have any problem with that. Perhaps they discovered an ancient grudge, which is so terrible they have to go to war. There's no other recourse. And we have Karak Ungor and Kazid Urkulaz up here. Which will be nice when we get it going, because it's got gold mines. We'll be getting a nice amount of money from that. Kazid Urkulaz doesn't have anything special to it, but we control both of them because they were raised by the Beastmen. And if we left it, then we would still be having Chaos Corruption rising here from the ruins. I think mostly I've been focusing on building the toll gates and the paved roads everywhere, just to make moving around my vast tracts of land more speedier. I worry if there's another army coming over there. I don't really want to have to deal with more. We could get another captain. Yeah, get Victor Kavarin. And he can have a look up in the north. Hey boya. I could add him actually to Boris's army. I can't get any battle wizards. Sad. And I'd like a priest of Ursun. That would be nice. Hell Pit's still going along, or the Great Shrine of Ursun, as I've renamed it. Skaven corruption is always going to be a problem in this province. The local population is causes Skaven corruption 1. So, if we move our character out of there, it'll balance out at 50%, and I believe that will be too much corruption for me to maintain control. I'm having to keep my army in there at the moment, and when I get the ability, when I can get enough money to upgrade this to level 4, 8,400, and also build a shrine to Ursun, I'll be able to probably leave it, because that will increase Untainted by 6. Also, some research which I'm getting, this one, when I get to it, Clergy of Sigmar will give me Untainted +2 in faction wide. So all my provinces will naturally fight against corruption, which will be nice.
You need me?
Yes, my lord.
Now, do I want to move Katerin Boka up there? Is she within range? Maybe just. Kind of looks like she is. To reinforce Boris Boka to attack Throg. He's got a very mobile army, but it's kind of lacking in like infantry from what I'm seeing. If it's just like all this skirmish stuff,
Orders?
then we should be able to deal with it, because it tends to be rather, it hits hard, but the staying power is lacking.
Shut up!
Yeah. Oh, he's got Marauder champions with great axes or great weapons. Marauder champions, 4 chariots, 3 horse masters, 5 ice wolves, 2 warhounds.
So,
If we just like
war calls.
create a square and,
Move!
well,
Lady of the Azray.
okay.
Anything is possible.
He decided to flee rather than meet my forces. Can I actually chase him? He looks like he's outside of my range.
You called? Making my way.
But he might just be within.
Attack!
Yep. Okay. There we go. Our second army is tired because of the forced march I had to move her in, but... Now, do I want to play this? I'll just I'll just... auto-resolve it. I think I'll just auto-resolve it. There we go. Fine. We'll take the extra money as well. We got Shield of Tolos, and we got Troll Hunter, an oddity among his kind. Throg is nothing if not tenacious. He won't stay down for long. Bonus versus large plus 15, weapon strength plus 3%.
Raise Sigma.
And I can get on Boris Sporker another thing somewhere. What would I want? Get powerful nobles. That will allow me to get another hero, and they'll be recruited at rank 4. So, I will recruit another one. Yep. And you can go... Give you that and that. And I'll raise your hand to hand. And you can go reinforce Boris's army. Also because you give extra ambush defense or ambush success chance. One of the two. Okay. I'm getting about 2,000 per turn. That's alright. Arengrad's leveling up. I'd like to build more weaving houses. Upgrading them so I can get more money off them. Let's do that. And we'll finish the level. Finish the turn, that is. Not the level. Ugh. Oh. Pardon me. Oh. One of our generals, Zakar Parshin, the head of our horse cavalry army, got Taskmaster. I think that's because he spent multiple turns in forced march mode. I haven't moved him out of forced march mode. I wonder whether the dwarves this time will end up taking back Sjortraken. It's been open for them for a number of turns, and I saw a hero of theirs looking at it longingly, wishing how it was, remembering the days when it was under control of the dwarves. Those could come again. All you have to do is move an army there and, you know, colonize it. You have the power. I have given you the means of which you can achieve this. Or the opening to achieve this. What's Osland going to do? Are they going to move that army out of my territory? Are they going to keep moving along? I'd still like to get some of that stuff on the ocean with Katarine. I didn't end up putting a... There. Okay, there we go. Recordrak's not moving around. There goes the pirates, and there goes the rebel factions. Taskmaster. Yep, don't let them rest. An idle body is one ripe for corruption. Spent multiple turns in march stance. Campaign movement range for Lord's army is plus 3%. Campaign line of sight is plus 3%. Give him a hand weapon. Tormentor sword. Actually, that would be kind of useful because that would mean you would be able to stop enemy units and all your horse archers could just shoot at them. I'm not upgrading his mount to a heavily to a barded horse because I want him to keep his speed.
Sigma compels us.
You go back. You're the one with the cunning? Yes. What is it? Ambush success rate plus 10%. Sure. Join him.
I will marshal the band.
You can move up here. There's a skin wolf werekin moving through our territory. Chief Gulbrandson. Okay, move down here.
Finding pathways.
I do really want you to go off, actually. Yeah, whatever. Got enough of an army to deal with whatever army is in there. Sometimes armies are... You'll fight an army for these resources. I think there is specific types, like what they look like, depends on whether you'll fight an army or not. Here, there's one which is a big skull with money in its mouth, and that always has a large army guarding it. But I can't remember for the smaller ones. I need... 4. Build that. I really should have more farms there for growth, rather than the weaving huts. But I need the money to maintain my armies, because I'm under constant attack. The growth is going to have to be slow. There's Adelhard de Leonese. Another hero added by a mod. Or another legendary lord added by a mod. Caron and Langil is owned by Bretonia. I'll actually have you. Okay, I'll go over here. Go to Altdorf. Through there. Anything else? How's that going? Fine. Not actually taxing that province. How much would taxes increase it by? 4. Yep. Okay. How much money am I making off that if I tax it? 138. It's not really worth it at the moment, so I'm not missing out on much. Hey, Cracker Drac, do you want a military alliance? Nope. Okay. Hey, Barak Var. Oh, you don't like me? Treaties with the Empire, great power, and treaties with pirates at Sartosa. Jeez, okay.
Dare approach a lord of the Dowie in such a manner?
Word spreads, I suppose. You don't like me being treaties with the Empire? Okay, fine. Oh, we'll just end turn again. Turns to build up the settlements is good turns. I have walls on pretty much all of my settlements in case the enemy attack me from any direction. That way I'll have a number of extra turns to send an army there to fight them back. As well as the larger garrison it gives. I wish I didn't have to do that, but Kislev being on the front lines kind of makes it a bit of a necessity. Also just how large my territory is. Takes a while for my armies to march from one place to the other. Anyone going to, like, open diplomatic offers with me? Be interesting. Oh, that was something else. Apparently the Wood Elves had actually moved out of Athol Lauren, their forest, and had taken one of the settlements near where Balagar Ironhammer starts. In that valley down there. Between Maragliano, Skavenblight, and I can't remember. So, I wonder whether they're looking to expand further. Or whether it was just that one settlement they took, and then they're like, nah, we're done. I think the Wood Elves have actually been modified a number of patches ago to attack in, like, waves. So they'll have periods where they're just like, we're content to sit here and not really do anything, and then suddenly they go, war! And they burst out of their forest. and start expanding, and then they'll sort of calm down after a bit. It used to be the Wood Elves would be taking over large swaths of Bretonia and all that. They were quite fast. Oh, they disappeared. The populace in one of your settlements is gradually vanishing. On certain nights, whole ghettos or districts are left abandoned. The only clue for the remaining denizens is a triangular symbol daubed on a nearby gate or wall. Recent events in this province has caused a negative growth. Growth minus 10 in Kislev. Well, boo.
Lady of the Glade at
Go there.
service.
What do we get? You receive word of a wooden carcass of a ship that has been discovered strewn across a small mysterious island. You are told that beyond the beach, gold and other trinkets can be found in abundance, surrounded by the long-dead crewmen who starved whilst waiting to be rescued. Some of your own crew whisper of curses which may be worth heeding, but such things rarely deter you when looted wealth and riches are involved, not witches. Explore the island. You may have to defeat a foe in battle. You will have to defeat a foe in battle, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you ever don't have to. A great hoard of treasure may be received. Wait, only a miserly hoard of treasure will be received. Well, we may as well fight. And there we go. Now we'll actually fight this, because we're seeing a new army. This is Johnny Sharp-Eye. And a bunch of Vampire Coast units. We have Johnny Sharp-Eye himself, who is a Vampire Coast captain. He is a wizard, as all vampires are, with the Law of Death, so he's got Spirit Leech and Aspect of the Dread Knight. He also causes fear. He has undead and crumbling and disintegrating, because vampires don't really have leadership. Well, they do, they have leadership, but when they get low leadership, instead of fleeing, they start crumbling and eventually disintegrate. He is also anti-large because he's equipped with a halberd. And he's aquatic, so he can actually move through water perfectly fine. The hiss of the Vampire Admiral's orders spurs an undead crew to enact their master's sinister will. And then we have zombie pirate decks, mobs, pole arms. The deckhands' pole arms are rusty extensions of the decomposing arms that brandished them. There's zombies with halberds, I think, or spears? Yeah, halberds. You have zombie pirate deckhands mob. They're just armed with cutlasses. These undead mariners are competent crewmen and relentless fighters, making them ideal pirates. Zombie pirate gunnery mob with hand cannons. Where marksmanship might be lacking, a more powerful firearm will usually suffice. They're armed with large hand cannons, yeah, which fire like a spray of shot. A lot of the Vampire Coast units have this extra powder ability, where as long as their ammunition is above a certain threshold, they will actually deal more damage. More armor piercing explosion, normal explosion, and missile damage. So keeping them topped up on ammunition is good. Zombie pirate gunnery mob. The random discharge of noisy and indiscriminate firepower gives the gunnery mob a small spark of satisfaction enjoyed in life. Zombies with a cutlass and a pistol. We have this thing, the rotting Leviathan, a gargantuan annihilative force of nature, unnaturally brought back from death to wreak yet more death. And the carronade. Broadside cannons for sinking mortal ships are devastating when used in the field, pulverizing living flesh and solid walls. So yes, let's go see this army. I do like playing as a Vampire Coast. It's quite fun. They have a lot of ranged cannons, and their monstrous units are quite fun to use also. As well as being zombie pirates. That's pretty cool. Undead zombie pirates. Wow. An oxymoron. Well, they're not all zombies. The vampires are not zombies, and the Depth Guard aren't zombies either. They also have like Banshees type units. The Sirens, they also have Mongols, which are horrible things. But we don't have any of those in this army. We do have a Rotting Leviathan though, so we'll see that. The animation on it was also very nice. Oh, and we've got a new map as well, because we're fighting on an island in the ocean. Let's hope it works alright. Last time I enabled a number of mods to add new maps, and it loaded my campaign fine. I'm hoping it will continue to play fine. Otherwise I might have to disable them if it doesn't. It should? I don't think it should. Shouldn't have any problems, but I'm not a modder. But it seemed like there was no problem with it. From comments I read, so we'll see, I suppose. The other one was unique faction capitals. You may have seen it earlier with Kislev, which looks different than how it used to. It's got large onion top towers and a red wall and red building roofs. It looks actually like what Kislev is supposed to look like. Ooh, we've got a Norscan themed snowy island map here. Oh, is it an island? Yeah, it is an island. You can see the ocean over there. And we've got these large... what's it called? Large totems here with skeletons, skulls and such on them. Some fires. Some huts. I'll put the trees on so that we can see it without them disappearing. That tree is apparently rather important. There's a bunch of totems put up around it. We have this lake in the middle, which we can move through. It will slow our units down a bit though. They won't fight as effectively. And we can see the Vampire Coast army here. All the zombies with their pole arms. They look very drunk and unsteady. I do like the little details, like some of them have daggers stuck in their back, or they have little like barnacles and all that on them, and they've got water dripping off of them as well. They've just come up out of the water. There's the hand cannons. Again, they've still got peg legs too. There's the zombie gunnery mob with their flintlock pistols, their rusty cutlasses. There's the mob with its 2 cutlasses. They're zombies, so they're not that effective at fighting. I wonder if any of them has got 2 peg legs. I don't think so. There's some more. Here's the rotting Leviathan. Big crab. Hermit crab, actually. And it's got like the ruins of a ship on its back. With some zombies with rifles standing on it. I really like this. This is undead too. It's been reanimated. Big gribbly. We have a cannon though, so we can deal with that. Some more hand cannons. Bob, there's their cannons, which are actually different from the Empire ones. They have these Vargeists? I think they're Vargeists on the top, as well as all the seaweed and all that all over them. There's all that, and well, there's the captain who's over here, or the pirate captain. His pole arm and his very cool hat.
Yeah! Spearman!
Come on, mouse wheel. There we go. Okay. Well, we'll organise our lines. Where do I want you? I kind of want you over here. If their cannon is there, then hopefully they'll hit this rock and I can fire at their rotting Leviathan. I think we're just going to try and get across that water. I mean, it's not... They'll have time to shoot us, but their army is not fast. Zombies don't tend to be fast. We have our mounted cavalry here, which gives us an advantage. Okay, put hide foliage on now. I want you hiding in the forest. Drazina, I want you hiding over here. Your archers, you can be there. Gospodar Axeman, spread out. Got my lines. Actually, Kreml Guard. Kreml Guard and Swordsman go to the back. Gospodar Axeman, go up. Halberdiers, I don't know. Go there. Okay. I would like Kreml Guard to be behind Katarine though. They're a good bodyguard for her. There we go. All of you. You and the cannon. Staying, hold ground. That. Okay. Move up. Hey, cannon. Shoot that rotting Leviathan, please. Bam! Just bounced off its armor. We also get to see the return fire of their cannons. Vampire Coast cannons are quite nasty because of the extra powder they have. The extra powder ability they have. So they have a little bit more oomph than ours do. Okay, move up. Okay, you've been discovered possibly. But our cavalry is fast. They're going to start shooting at us. Just shoot it. Move up there. Move up there. Oh, did you get caught? No, you're getting shot at. Shoot their cannons. As I said, they're just zombies. We can actually destroy the cannons too with enough firepower. There we go. Also, since they're undead, as I said, they have crumbling. What that means also is that if they take a lot of damage, they will start crumbling, and we won't have to finish off the unit completely, because when they take enough damage, they'll just sort of die. You'll see their morale just dropped massively, and they should start dying on their own. So the units are kind of scary, so our units' morale is lower when they're fighting them because they're like, oh, zombies! We're undead. Well, not an hour. Well, actually, you have immune to psychology. You don't. Is that because of one of my guys? I think that might be because of my general. Katarine giving them immune to psychology. It's quite nice. Oh yes. And Drazina are getting shot. No! The hand cannons actually, I think, are anti-large. Yep. Charge them. They can't fire when they're in melee. And they're not good melee combatants, so they'll really hate that. There we go. The zombies all just collapsed. And the general is disintegrating, so his health is dropping really fast. And he dies. Decisive victory! Fighting undead armies is pretty much always like that. It tends to be you get them to a point where their army starts, like their morale starts dropping, and then their units start disintegrating and dying, and it's just a, what's it called, like a domino effect, and their whole army just falls over. And they all die. And you don't end up having to chase down undead armies, because there's nothing to chase down again. Well, hang on. As you can see over there, the entire army's dead. Sometimes I think you can have to chase them down. The Vampire Count's armies, when they get beaten in battle... Is it? I'm second guessing myself here. After battles, sometimes the Vampire Count's armies can resurrect some of the units which they lost. And I don't think that happens when they lose. I think that only happens when they win. It's a small thing. It's like, say a unit of skeleton warriors gets destroyed during a battle, but after the battle it'll be like, and dead units have been raised, and the skeleton warriors could come back as a unit, even though as in the battle they all died. I think it was like this on the tabletop, if I remember correctly. The undead armies. Well, it was a bit different actually. I think it was actually the Lord. Undead armies had to, like, declare a leader for the army, but for the most part that was the general of the army. And if that unit died, then all of their other units, if the general died, all of their army would have to take a leadership role. And if they failed, they would take casualties based on that. And I believe it would get worse every turn. So they'd just take more and more casualties every turn while the Lord's dead. Because the Lord would be the one holding them together with magic, and when he's gone, well, the magic starts unraveling and they start collapsing. The disintegrate and crumbling effects were in the tabletop as well. Well, disintegrating is their army collapsing if their Lord's dead. Crumbling is when they're losing a battle. Some of them, they will take damage and some of the units will die. So, doing morale hits against the vampire counts can be useful, or against undead armies can be useful, because you'll dramatically lower their leadership and they'll take damage. Because their leadership is dropping. Which can help. That applies to the Vampire Coast, the Vampire Counts, and the Tomb Kings. I think it's all the undead factions in the game. Yes. Something similar, I assume, will be implemented for the Demons of Chaos in Warhammer 3. Assuming they're added. Pretty good chances they'll be added. Because demons had instability, which is basically the same thing as crumbling and disintegrate. There we go. Some money. They will pardon the captives because it doesn't matter. Hey, we got Katarine got up a level and she got Fear Frost. This blade has passed from Zarina to Zarina through the ages. The blade is infused with ice magic and it can kill anything it touches with a single scratch. There's an extra kill. There's a killed there which doesn't need to be there. Public order +5. Local province. Weapon strength +15%. Enables magical attacks. Ability Fear Frost. For 32 seconds on self. Increases 20% armor piercing damage, 27 melee attack, and plus 20% weapon damage. And it causes fear. Oh, and we get Regiments of Renown unlocked. Volgasgrad Rota. winged lancers. Volgograd is a very large stanitsa, dominated by gospodars and proud of its rota of winged lancers. The Cursed Inlet. Before you can set foot upon the island, you are set upon by a vampire admiral who has arrived there just before you and was bolstering his forces with the reanimated corpses of the dead crewmen rotting on the beach. After defeating the undead freebooters, you looted the vampire's moored galleon before claiming all the salvage on the island for yourself. We got plus 8,000 gold! So much money! Those are so worth it sometimes. That is a very good outcome. We will get... let's get Secrets of the Borka Palace. We can get that twice! Income from all buildings in the local province plus 30%, research rate plus 10%, and enemy magic wins a magic starting amount -8. Upon her ascension to the throne of Kislev, it is said that the Borka Palaces have grown a new wing, half a mile long, made entirely from glittering ice. This wondrous creation would be beyond all but the most powerful ice mages. It is here that Katarine remains for most of the time, granting audiences in an immense chamber of magically woven hoarfrost. If we have a look over at Kislev and the unique capital, we can see that wing right here. It's all made out of ice attached to the palace. It's very cool. Pun not intended. But yes, this is the unique what's it called? Look for Kislev added by a mod. With these onion domes on top. Very cool. With all the red houses and the wall. This isn't also how it will look at the end. Because it will change when we level it up. It actually looks different for each of the settlement levels. I'd like the same for Prague. Do I want to increase occupy Hellpit? Hellpit's really not that good for me. So expensive and I don't get any benefit from it. Let's upgrade Prague. And if I wait another turn, I'll be getting enough money and then I can upgrade Urson, the Great Shrine of Urson. What's your army? Spears, crossbows, and horse archers. Burford? Okay. Stalingrad will be up a level next time. That will be good.
To the provinces.
You... I could also raid the Tower of Crack.
Yes.
It'll give us 4,000.
I will marshal the band.
Can I do that with your army? What's it got? Some horse archers. Not some horse archers, some ice trolls.
Into
Yep,
battle!
sure. Sack it.
On march!
Get a bunch of extra money from that.
Let us move.
And we'll go back down to Zoishank. Now I can upgrade the Great Shrine of Ursun. And we have some left over. Upgrade. Kazid Urkalos. And upgrade Savastra with toll gates. Upgrade those anywhere else. Yes, there. It says we are. It has a little warning symbol here saying this building has already been constructed in this province. Constructing another may not provide any additional benefits. However, we can see it does actually provide a benefit for building another one, because campaign movement range plus 15% for owned armies starting their turn in this region. The income from all buildings or regions in this province will probably not be applied twice. However, the campaign movement range will be applied because it applies per region. The province as a whole is the Northern Oblast, which is Fort Stragov and Fort Ostrosk here. This entire region around here. This entire province around here, pardon me. I'm trying to describe it, and I'm getting my terminology mixed up. However, the region is like the area just around Fort Stragov. So if I build another one in Fort Ostrosk, it will improve movement range for armies in Fort Ostrosk. But if I just built one in Fort Ostrosk and not one in Fort Stragov, then I wouldn't have the movement range bonus if my army started in Stragov. Build that. Go. It can get a little confusing. I'm pretty sure the game is consistent on the terminology. But it's not very clear where one province when one region starts and the other stops. Oh! That's also why Marienburg is holding on. They've taken Fort Burgbury. Burgbury? These were added in the last patch. A series of grand forts in the mountain range here, which are usually under control of the Empire. They are what they sound like. They're a large fort. They have only the one build slot in them. This is the fort itself. And they have a large garrison. They also have walls. This one has upgraded to cannonballs. And they have untainted as well. So, a very strong fortified position. And the map is also heavily weighted in the favor of the faction controlling it. There's another one here. And there's another one down here. No, it's over here. Sorry. And is there another one? I think that's 4. There's one there. One here. One here. And the other one is... pretty sure there was 4. Am I misremembering? Okay. Well, there's only 3 then. There's not one here. This is Blackfire Pass, and specifically that one does not have a fort protecting it. It's kind of a big thing in the lore. A lot of battles are fought there, usually against greenskins marauding into the Empire. We'll end our turn. We can see the Bay of Blades over there, with an army building in it. We'll be able to start getting a good view of the Empire shortly.
Darkness.
Oh, hello.
In your wake, you are far from welcome here.
Oh, they've ended their non-aggression pact with me. The treaty is off. We do not need your favor. Okay, fine. Well, their diplomatic status is unreliable. But I was rather enjoying trading with Sartosa. Sartosa is about the only one which you can really get an agreement with when you're not playing as a Vampire Coast or a Vampire Council army. The other 3 Vampire Coast factions are all led by vampires, whereas Pirates of Sartosa are led by Aranessa Saltspite, who is human, and I assume has a bit more of a friendly disposition towards humans, though not much. Because she's a mutant, and the human races don't really like mutants, though she has a special hatred for Norskans. Which is probably why she agreed with the agreed upon the non-aggression pact and trade agreement in the first place, because I was busy slaughtering Norskans. the other Vampire Coast factions. The Vampire Coast one is led by Luther Harkin, I think. Is it Luther Harkin? No. I think it's Luther Harkin. A mad vampire count. Then there's Nautilus. For the Dread Fleet, and then there is Silostria Dilfan, leader of the Lamprey, I think it is. And she's all the way over in Lustria, so. And I don't think she's actually around anymore, so we won't get to see her.
No!
You need me?
Erengrud! Oh, we can build things here now. I want to build... I'd like to build this, the gunsmith line, so I can get some mortars and cannons. Also need to build a blacksmith.
What?
Is there anything else on the ocean which I could get? There's that there. They don't always give you stuff, though.
These are dark times.
I mean, they do, but... I mean, they don't always give you money. Sometimes they give you, like... I should have kept you in there, actually. You're giving a large bonus to gold. Eh, whatever. Sometimes they give you an item. Other times they give you a small, like, boost to your army. I'd like to build that, actually. The Wizards' Conclaves. So I can get a Celestial Wizards. Or an Ice Witch. Mages are good. They give you flexibility. Karak Ungor. Raise you. Yes, look at that. Now we're getting 768 gold from it. Because of the gold mines, oh money. And we're keeping it on top of the keeping on top of the public order too. Very nice.
The throng is mustered. What do you want?
You just keep on keeping on. You are. Okay, I'll take you out of March stance. I'd actually like to build walls here, but I don't know which one. Fort Jakova or Zavastra? Fort Jakova. It's going to take all my money though. How much do I need for the blacksmith? 3,400. Oh, I'll have enough next turn. Okay. And turn again. Oh, I didn't move my hero, but he'll move on his own. That's fine. Explore for me, Mikhail. Oh, the Empire took Fort Bergbury. And the Bretonia has invaded the mountains, clearing out the Barrow Legion. Apparently they have one army next to Fort Bergbury. Empire controls Grumzint and Marienburg. There's a lot of knights up there, down there, attacking Blackstone Post. You going to do anything, Empire? Army out. Go to war with the Bretonia, perhaps? That'll be entertaining. Nope. Clan Angrun's still around. Greenskins. Doing green skinny stuff. Vampire counts. Barrow Legion's still wandering around. They suspect they don't have a capital, so they're probably not long for this world. Calador, Krace, Safri, Tiranoc, the High Elf factions in Ulthuan, Rond, Karankar, Dark Elf factions. Wait, that Vampire Coast Mutineers are still a faction? Okay. Like, turn 80 or something and they still exist. Pretty much every faction starts with a rebel faction nearby, which they have to deal with early on. Or not every faction. A number of factions start with a rebel army. There's a Crooked Moon Mutant skits. So I think they control Karak 8 Peaks. So it makes sense that they're still around. The Empire starts with one. I think it's called like Empire Rebels or something like that. You have to deal with them early on because they control a number of your settlements. If you play as the Empire, the AI Empire faction doesn't have to deal with that. To make them a bit stronger, they start with Reichland completely under their control. There's Karroburg. There's Altdorf with Theodoric Golsa in it. Golsa? You have the Bordermen, Outriders with grenade launchers. That's a Regiment of Renown. Is it? No. No, that's a, not Regiment of Renown. That's a unique unit added for confederating with the different provinces. The challenging topography of the borderlands breeds a special kind of horseman. Also have some huntsmen and some greatswords. And we also get to see Altdorf, which also has a unique look to it because of the mod. I don't think this is a fully upgraded one. Oh no, it is. It's not fully revealed on the map. We have some farms out here. Some massive cabbages. A bit of a wall here. Have a large temple there and the Imperial Palace there. And one of the towers of the College of Magic, I believe. There. And it also extends over here a bit, because it's supposed to be built on, like, the River Reich here. Because Altdorf is a large port city. I'm trying to think maybe it could be redone a little bit. But it's very nice. Still at war with Beckhafen. Are they willing for peace now? They are, actually. Demand payment. How much will you pay me for peace? 1,300? Sigmar was not just a warrior, but a diplomat too. I take his example and agree. Okay, well we got some money out of asking for peace from them. We'll move up here. And be quick on the mouse in case there's a full stack of units sitting in one of these settlements here. Doesn't look like it. Erengrad, we can build... I want to build a blacksmith there, actually. I wanted to build a gunsmith. Problem is, the blacksmith is only a level 2 and level 3 building, so it's better to build it over here. But I've got the barracks there, which is also a level 2 and level 3 building. I can't win. But it unlocks a lot of units, as you can see. I don't need it for the artillery, though. Uragun cannon would be great. That's a multi-barreled cannon. It's actually the dwarf cannon. They have a organ gun, which has four cannons. Or 4 barrels of a 4-barreled cannon, which is good for clearing out infantry. But I could also build the stables to be able to get our good cavalry, Griffin Legion and winged lancers and Empire Knights if I wished. Also our bear cavalry, which we get later on. Sons of Ursun. I think we actually get the Armoured Warbears, Sons of Ursun. I think actually the Armoured Warbear is, yeah, it's a single unit. It's a monster. Orcs of Miska. We can also get Sons of Ursun from here, but that also requires the armory as well. Oh I've already got that there, so it might be best to build it here. I get rid of this. Get rid of that. I'll build the armory in there. I'll build that there. And I will build... I want the kilns eventually to get pottery. I can trade pottery. You're nearly going to go up another level. Can I build anything anywhere else? No. No. Fine. Build a pottery. Oh, I could build that there with conclave. And then, how many slots do I have left? 3. So what would I want to put in them? Wizard's conclave. Imperial Academy, perhaps? Maybe. Triniverson, I think. And... maybe a stables? Being able to recruit different units at multiple places. I'll build the clay pit. It's good to have multiple locations for recruiting the same type of unit, just in case that settlement comes under siege, so you can still recruit them somewhere else. Okay, did I move you? Yes, I did. Oh, what's this? Abarash Jaeger. Zombies, Felbats. You see the basic zombies here for the vampire counts. Driven not by skill, but by a desire to feast on flesh, zombies are good, terrifying fodder in melee. I have quite a few zombies over on my desk with all my models on it. They're very fun to make, because you can put them in all kinds of ridiculous poses, and I like sticking like axes and arrows in their back and all that. Like this one in the image here has got an axe stuck in his head. They also have Felbats. Felbats fall upon their enemy in a seething mass. In numbers, they become overwhelming. They're not very strong. I use them for harassment, mostly. Chasing down fleeing units is useful. They don't really kill them, but they keep them running. Also, tying up light cavalry. And attacking artillery. Or archers. They're good for that. I use them as a throwaway unit. You just chuck them at something and they tie them up for a while. Marienburg here. That's a nice that's a nice settlement. It has another big port on it. The greater harbour of Marienburg lies past the Menans Port Sea, just beyond Ridgeker's Isle. It generates a lot of income, and it's in a province which is habitable. Suitable for me. I would like Marienburg. It's all the way down there. And it's controlled by the Empire. I'd have to go to war with the Empire to be able to get that. Maybe someday. Did you move? No, you didn't. Keep moving down here. Get to see the other settlements of the Norskans, Saal encampment, Doomkeep, Naglfari Plain, Naglfari. Usually these are all controlled by different factions, but they've since confederated, so they're all under the one banner. Vampire counts have successfully pushed enemies out of Sylvania, except for Schwarzhofen, which is still controlled by the dwarves. Who are they at war with, actually? Who are the dwarves at war with?
What brings you to the halls of
They're at war with Carrick Hearn. Interesting. And the Barrow Legion and the Greenskins. They're actually at war with dwarves. That's interesting. They're at war with this dwarf faction here. I mean, this dwarf faction, I believe, distrusts dwarves.
It is time.
Oh, holds grudges. Okay, so they just start with a grudge against dwarves.
One rug.
Great power. Military actions against hostile. Oh wait, that's me.
Ready.
Carrick Hearn against... let's see. What are you disliking about each other? It's improving. They're war with dwarves, war with Barak Var. Military actions against border princes and great power. Past treaties with Tor Elithis refugees. Treaties with the Empire. And their reversion is -15. Oh, and you're at war with Barak Var as well. Interesting. War with Barak Var. Aversion. War with dwarves. Military action against border princes. Great power. Wow. Okay. It's rare to see the dwarves fighting amongst themselves. Usually they confederate and stay all on the one side. But I don't know whether that was changed in the last patch. I don't think it was. It's neat if the dwarves are fighting each other. Usually you have to work for that rather than some of the dwarves just hating you so that they'll never join you. It creates a bit more division amongst them. The dwarves have gone through periods of being either too strong or not really strong enough. A lot more of the former than the latter. They'd usually confederate really quickly and then just destroy the greenskins and stomp through the Badlands down there, uniting them all. And fighting the dwarves is tedious. The armies are very heavily armoured. They're not very manoeuvrable, but they have a lot of artillery and aircraft. And hand cannons, handguns, and their strength on the tabletop was that their infantry were very heavily armoured. However, their weakness was that they were slow. But they also had a strength where they could march even if the enemy were nearby because they were so heavily disciplined. It is fun to play as the dwarves, so I do like that. You just choose a hill, put all your cannons on it, and all your archers and handguns around it, and then just defend it with your melee infantry, and just sit there and wait for the enemy to hit you, and then break, and then you just shoot them, and then you just form up like the armored square. Technology researched. Colonial factors. This joint stock enterprise, if the trade winds prevail, is bound to make both factors and shareholders filthy stinking rich. Amen. Here we will build blacksmithy. Because I wanted to be able to get the winged lancers.
I will marshal the band.
Right. You're nearly able to get that. Is there anything in Ice Drake Fjord? Nope. Clean sailing. Hey, and we got it! What is it? Mist clings to the ground and stubbornly refuses to shift even as your followers stride forth. They approach a place of ancient power. It is forbidding, but those who dare to tread here may be rewarded. Or so the prophecy scrawled into the map's state. Into the map states. Power of Rage, your army will perform better in battle, or Power of Prescience, your army will perform better on campaign. Let's get to campaign 1. Ooh. Your exploration of the High Seals has borne fruit, a bounty of maps to uncharted realms, revealing more of the world. Trunk of maps. We got magic item drop chance plus 25% and campaign line of sight plus 50% for 10 turns. And we got the Rampage's Standard. Rampage's Standard, so called as those that wield it in battle are always the most desperate to cross the field and charge the enemy. Charge bonus plus 27%. Well, okay. Not that much, but it's something. Is there anything else down here? Yeah, there's that. And there's this over here, so we'll keep going. Oh, we can actually colonize Albion. That's actually all suitable climate for us. That would actually be a good staging ground. Should Kislev expand their borders into Albion? It is controlled by those filthy Norskins. There's a Beastman army, headed by Ungrol Stoneheart, just a generic lord. Looks to be full of Ungors. Ooh, there's Elspeth von Draken, a unique legendary lord added by mod. She's a spellcaster and actually the leader of Wissenland down here in Nuln.
I serve no master.
There's a bright wizard, Lupio Hurtwighans. Bright wizards are easily recognized for their red robes and wild orange hair and beards. They are of a fiery temperament, their anger changing from a guttering flame to a raging inferno in a split second. And also for being overpowered in Warhammer Online. And I haven't actually played as much as much of the Bright Wizard in Vermintide. What's her name? I can't remember. It starts with an S. I tend to play as who do I tend to play as? The dwarf or the elf? Really, one of the two. Or just anyone, really. They're not really the mage, I don't know. Because I can't take a beating. Hey, crack a track.
What can the Dowie do for you on this fine day?
Apparently nothing. Fair enough. You just keep doing you, dwarves. Okay. I should actually move you out of the settlement. And I'll encamp you. I'm worried about him getting either lazy or something because he's not doing anything. It's kind of important to keep your lords moving around because they pick up bad traits if they're left to their own devices. Mostly just lazy, which means that they move less. Their move distance gets shorter. There is also traits they can get from being in provinces with high corruption. Our hero up in Norska, this one, Victor, may get one insane because he's in areas of high chaos corruption. Which increases your melee damage, but lowers your melee defense. I think you can get one for being in vampire corruption areas as well. I think it's bloodthirsty. I forget what it does. Might give you regeneration, but weakness to fire. The Skaven one, from what I remember for the Empire, is like Skaven denial. And you just go like, nope, Skaven don't exist. And you get like extra public order, but then you get less leadership when you're fighting Skaven. Because you're like, oh god, they actually do exist. A silly thing. The Skaven are very sneaky, so most factions are completely aware the Skaven exist. The Empire kind of know the Skaven exist. The leaders do, but they don't like the average person to know, so they suppress the fact that Skaven exist and fervently deny the existence of giant rat men living underneath your cities. Because they fear the panic that would cause. And so, you know, anyone who mentions about giant rat men who talk and want green rocks are quickly dealt with by the witch hunters. Spreading heretical lies. And also, can you tell us where they are, just so that we can deal with this completely imaginary enemy who is not a problem at all? Don't ask questions, citizen. Just. They're a variant of beastmen and should be treated as such. Oh, raiding in Zoishank. A great migration comes to our borders, demanding shelter from larger threats abroad. Do we let them cross into our territory or turn them away? Begone or welcome? Growth, sure. Or more settlement growth will be good, even for the public order decrease. Bjornling's Gathering has got an army in it. Wolfwick the Wanderer. He has Sword of Torgald, which I've seen before. The other Trickster's Shard, which he stole from me. And he's got the War Mammoth as well. This twisted and enraged beast is a terrifying totem of might and power. We've dealt with one of them before. And if he's only got one, it's not that big of a problem, I say. Trying to convince myself of that.
The Empire.
Oh, there's the army over there.
Moving off.
Okay, let's see. What are you?
Sigmar compels us.
Yeah, this is what I feared. Leif Gulbranson. His aunt has got a Marauder Champion, 4 units of Marauder Berserkers, Marauder Hunters, 2 Feral Mammoths, and 2 Skin Wolf Armored, and 2 other units. I can't see what they are. Oh joy, it begins.
Not a chance.
Oh, we see the rest of the army. Norscan Warhounds, and another unit of Marauder Berserkers. Okay, get hold of the line. You, run to Fort Stragov. Great Shrine of Ursun is going to have to stand for a moment on its own. Corruption's going to be a problem. Nah. Actually, we've gotten peace with Beckhafen, haven't we? So, I don't have to defend this border anymore. You can go up to the Great Shrine of Ursun. Karak Ungor, upgrade your gold mines. We can get more money. Oh, there's Throg. Also, he's coming down from the mountains. Oh, he raised Cracker Ravensvac. Ravensvik. Damn it, dwarves! Why aren't you doing anything? I don't want you to fall.
Yes, my lord.
Boris, what can I get you? Get the Stalgrad Militia, and you can get another unit of crossbowmen. They're not Norscan units, but they make me feel a bit better. Okay, there we go. Oh, and I didn't move my heroes. Oh, dwarves! You'd sit in your province for ages not doing anything, and then you get destroyed by a Norscan army. I know they're defensive, but they could be a little bit more proactive at regaining their provinces. I thought they were supposed to be a bit more proactive. Apparently vampiric corruption is spreading throughout the Empire. Kemperbud's got it around it, so it's Altdorf. That's probably from the Barrow Legion, though. Because they wander around a lot. Actually, yeah, that's something about the Barrow Legion. Don't the mod actually, I think, adds them as a semi-board, I think? They can settle a province, but they can also, like, up and move off. I haven't actually played as them much. Last time I played as them, they had a battle which they had to play right at the beginning of the game, which made starting as them again when that patch came out and you had to update the mod a little tedious, because you have to play the battle again and again. It's a fine battle, it's just you don't really have any choice in the matter, because then after you've got to let your armies regenerate. Oh, apparently Aghols have gotten rid of the Hmong, I think it is. The other Norscan tribe up in Nagarond. Hmong warband. That's it, the Hung, not the Hmong. That's not because they were destroyed, that's just a rebel army which spawns sometimes, but it reminded me of their name. What's that? Oh, how lovely. There's some chaos corruption there. Throbbing away. Ugh. And it's like 2.3% chaos corruption here. Vampire corruption's higher. Osmosis. Wait, do they control part of Wetback? Yeah, they control Needling. Needling? Needling, I think it is. And the last patch actually expanded a number of the Empire provinces, or modified them a bit. Previously, the Empire had a settlement here called Helmsgard. However, Helmsgard was moved over to here as a fort, and then Ubersreich, which you may recognize from Vermintide, was added over here as a settlement. Stirland also got expanded. Stirland previously had Wurtbad as the capital and the Moot as the sole other part of the province. However, now the Moot is its own region, just a small settlement, and I think that's unique in the game. And instead, Stirland now has Needling, which is, I think, over here, and Flensburg, which is over here. So, it's nice. It adds a bit more variety and more settlements to the Empire. Previously, it was quite spread out. And the Empire is quite densely populated. There's supposed to be heaps of little settlements all over the place. Talabekland also gained some more. Kemperbad was previously the only other one with Talabekland. Talabheim over here, sorry. But then Kappelberg was added up here. And Krugenheim, I think, is down here. Where's it over here? I think it's over here. The same thing happened with Ostermark and Beckhafen. Or Ostermark, we have Beckhafen, and you had Essen before, but then they added Mordheim and Nagenhof. Ostland didn't gain anything, Hochland didn't gain anything, Middenheim gained Middenstag, which I think is over here. Nordland didn't gain anything. This new province was added, the Black Pit and Recker's Point. The Wasteland with Marienburg did gain another province. Previously, it was Marienburg here, Gorsel here, and Gorsel extended all the way up to here. This massive province here. But then they added Arnau up there.
These are dark times.
I serve Sigma.
Dietz Thorps.
Servant
There's great swords, handgunners, outriders, and a Hellstorm rocket battery. An erratic flurry of explosive airborne destruction, Hellstorm rockets are extremely powerful, if extremely unreliable, weapons from the Empire's arsenal. Oh, and the Leif Gulbrandsen has wandered off.
This will bolster the nation.
Do I want to move you up there and deal with
My lord.
Throg? I would like some more horse archers if I do that.
What does the Emperor bid?
What can you recruit here?
Thy Sigma's right.
By the comet.
There we go. Get some more horse archers. We'll expand our armies a bit.
The nation calls.
You can actually get mortars now.
Provinces?
Can you? Oh, you can also get these. Streltsy. Though not of the caliber of the gunners of the dwarves or even the Empire, the Streltsy still form an integral part of any Kislevite army. How are they different from the handgunners? Handgunners and Streltsy. Ooh, actually Streltsy are a fair bit better. That might be because of Boris, but got like 35 melee attack, 33 melee defense. That's 17 plus 14. They have anti-large and armor piercing over handgunners. Handgunners don't have armor piercing? Armor piercing. Oh, that's weapon strength. Okay, so they're armed with axes in melee. The missile damage is the same. And their range is the same, their ammunition is the same. They have more armor, which I think is for my upgrade. For some of my research. Their leadership is higher. So yeah, generally they're just better in melee. They also have the increased leadership, which Norscan units get, and the ward save plus 12, which is because of Boris, and the resilience to snow. But all of our units get that because we're playing as Norska. I could get rid of you. I could get rid of you.
Ready.
Let's get some Streltsy, actually. I don't need this. Got there.
Yes, my lord.
Some guns would be nice. Yep. Okay. Oh, I didn't move my hero either. Hero again. Whatever. I like moving them in the turn I have because then I get to see what new things I might be able to see in that turn rather than waiting for the next one. Apparently the Skaven faction in Naggarond is still around. That's headed by Tretch Cravenclaw. I'm kind of surprised. Usually I think they get destroyed rather early on. Well, they start off strong and then they get, like, defeated over time. Tretch Cravenclaw is, I haven't actually played as him. He has bonuses for fleeing battles and then attacking again, then attacking them. As well as like breaking diplomatic agreements because he's very untrustworthy for a Skaven, even more so than all the others are. But I haven't played as him. There's nothing really that much more special about him. I think he has a high ward save because he has a lucky skull helm. But he's not a melee fighter like Weak Head Taker, which is for Clan Moors. He's not a spellcaster like Lord Skrolk for Clan Pestilence. And he's not a maniacal genius with mini nukes like Ikit Claw is for Clan Scryer, so... Be the best! A recent clutch of reports regarding ill discipline in the lower ranks is cause for concern. Clearly clods are being hired. This has to stop. Recruitment costs have risen accordingly, but new recruits begin 2 ranks higher. Be the best! Around! Never gonna take me down.
What do you need?
Power of Rage. We get 1,500 treasure and Mathland's Blessing. Your explorations of the high sea has led to blessings from the Lord of the Deeps. Your troops will be protected from harm whilst they have the Elven God's favor. Okay. Move up to here. I don't really want that actually. We'll just go
Treading softly.
over there and start colonizing Albion, if possible. Do I want to force march you? You won't be able to flee if I do that. And let's move you about, see if I can see anything.
Making my way.
Sneak.
Beginning my
Sneak.
journey. I go then.
Damn it. Okay, fine, whatever, just move the rest of the way. On the whites, there's nothing there. And it doesn't even have a garrison. We move into there.
No!
So,
What?
You move up there.
to the province.
Move down there.
Step to it. Moving
You
on.
move into Zoishank.
Yes?
Move up there.
Place?
Yes.
Jaeger, you can get 2 mortars. Or get a mortar and 2 Streltsy. Because Zoishank comes with a mortar. Because it's got walls.
You know nothing. It is time.
And do I want to force march you further?
This will bolster the nation.
Yes. Okay. Hey, Cracker Drac, how's it going? Military alliance?
What you got?
No. Okay, fine. Again. Nah. Dwarf problems are dwarf problems. We don't need Umgi help. Build paved roads there. You go down this way. And we'll actually go through the Badlands. See Averheim of Averland.
Proceed.
Oh. Stirland is led by Ulrich Fluss. Is it?
Approach and
No.
take your
I
offer.
wonder where Elberich
But
is.
make no promises.
Oh, he's wandering around somewhere. The vampire counts are all at war with the Empire and all that, so they should be attacking. Maybe they're getting badly beaten by the dwarves. Oh, the dwarves have actually taken Migdal von Galbarak. Migdal von Galbarak. Yeah. Okay, okay. Ugh. Let's hope we're either able to rescue the dwarves again. Or, I don't know. Destroy the army which is threatening them. Maybe we can go up to Winterpire and push them back there. I wonder what the High Elves are doing. Are they expanding into Nargothrond? That's usually what they do. Are they holding all of Ulthuan? I would like if the High Elves were a bit more proactive at trying to conquer some of the factions around them. I have seen them move into Bretonnia, like, once. But I don't think they made much headway. And I've also seen Nagorond move into Norska. Once. No, I think a few times. But I think it was in my last game which they had started doing that. When I was playing as the Empire, I think. Nagorond is the Dark Elves major faction headed by Malekith. That would mean that they would have had to have united the entirety of the Nagorond to be able to get to Norska, because they have to march across the mountains to get
It
there.
is for the best.
Or march across the northern wastes to get there. You've got a full stack army there, and you're just sitting around doing nothing.
I will march.
What do you got? The Silver Hall. Cracker Drac, famous for its gemstone and silver mines, is so rich that an entire hall has been lined with thick silver sheets. Sounds like something you'd do in Dwarf Fortress. I've got so much silver. I'm going to make all the cutlery out of it. And all the tables and chairs. Got lined floors with silver. People are going to be using silver cabinets and...
Lady of the Glade at your service.
drinking out of silver cups and...
None shall live.
We're gonna make silver warhammers.
Athel Lauren.
Not Athel Lauren. He has an identity crisis.
Who calls?
There we go.
What does the
So what do I do with you?
You are overruled.
That's Throg up there. He's not enough to threaten them. They have a second army building. Oh, they have Orgy's blades. Bearing the wretched master rune of Orgy Three Fingers, these unlucky warriors lost most of their wits, but not their might. Yeah, they have Frenzy and Berserk. Master rune of Orgy Three Fingers. The most famous work of the infamous Rude Lord manages to work, to a degree. It does regenerate the bearer's flesh, but also reduces their intelligence to Urk-like levels. What's worse, it immediately and utterly corrodes the host's armor. Okay. I suppose that's because of the weakness to fire. Strong vigor. Replenishes hit points to combatants. So they're like berserking melee dwarves. It's quite cool. I mean, they've got a lot of those melee dwarves. That's kind of the focus of Crackerdrack.
To the provinces?
Sure. Kirk Ungor, Kirk Kazid Urkalaz up here. I can't do anything with you. Move you down further. You can go over to here. I'd like to see how the greenskin is going.
All right.
Neon Umberorgan.
Okay.
It has a Hellblaster volley gun. Hellblaster guns eviscerate a position from a distance with a ceaseless shower of black powder fire. Huntsmen. The ultimate irregular warriors. Huntsmen appear suddenly, throwing the enemy into disarray before melting away again just as swiftly. Okay. We're going to take some attrition in Albion, but then we will be able to take the settlement easily afterwards, and from there we'll be able to build up our reinforce and push out and take the rest of Albion, which will be a useful staging ground to have. I've actually never fought in Albion before. It was added in the last patch. Or the settlements there. I think Albion physically was there as an island, but you couldn't go there. It was just a what's it called? Like an impassable terrain. The whole thing. It's just an island you could visit, but they added settlements to it in the last patch, which is nice. Albion in the lore is essentially the England, the Isle of Britannia and all that. It's rainy, it's foggy or misty. I think it's home to like a lot of druids and giants. Maybe Famir. It's kind of a lawless place, sort of like wild Celtic stuff. Not civilized like the Empire. It doesn't really feature much into the lore of Warhammer. Kind of odd considering the game is made in Britain. But Great Britain, but I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. Albion. Other than, as I said, it has a lot of druids and giants.
Away before my very eyes.
Oh, Mio, what do you want? Non-aggression pact? Are you at war with the Empire? No, you're not. You're at war with Norskins. I will accept that. As long as you stay on your good behavior and don't go to war with the Empire. I have a trade agreement with them. Not that a non-aggression pact is going to cause much of a problem there, but having an agreement with someone which someone else hates is a problem. I might be playing up the diplomacy more than it actually matters, but I wonder where the hung warband is. Hey, he assaulted my army! Don't do that. Heroes can assault armies and they'll actually deal casualties to your units. So he dealt a number of casualties to my horse archers here, some of my Gospodar axemen, and my spearmen. Boing.
Yes, my lord.
Probably got to continue doing that as I move away. But I do get defensive bonuses every time he does that. It becomes harder to do it because I'm on my guard. I'm not likely to let the same thing happen twice. Supposedly. Right, you can attack the Isle of Wights. What's the map look like? Anything interesting? I think there is a unique map for this added. Maybe. Alright, let's fight this. Haven't done a battle yet. Oh no, we have. We fought the Vampire Coast. I lied. Yeah. First battle for me in the new Albion. Yay. What do we got? Yeah, it's just a basic garrison. Norskins, ice trolls. I really just want to see whether the map is interesting. Different or not. I don't think it is. Just resolve this. Yeah. Fighting the smaller battles is fun. You get to kick the ass of the AI. And I'm all for that. Also the spectacle. And it's good for, like, I don't know, practicing maneuvering and all that. Which is helpful for me because I'm not used to having armies with horse archers in them. So having to keep my eye on them the whole time and moving them around is proven not to be one of my... not my strongest point, but I don't think I've been doing too badly with them. Also, we get to use more magic. Okay. Is there anything different? It might just be... Nope. Okay, it's just outside the settlement, so... It's just a normal map. Ugh. Renaud's middle finger. Okay, put that there. Put the cannon up there. Gospodar spearman there. Belvedere over there. Incredible guarded swordsman. We've all taken a bit of casualties because of the chaos corruption in the province. Sad. And unavoidable because we had to disembark from our ships. Okay, we're there. And you. And go up there. Katarin, you can stand there. All you forces. Hold. Hold ground. Drazina and you do that, you do that. And there. Now. Yes, we can actually see you. We'll move you around slightly. Move you up there. Move you up there. Hey, let's man a cannon. Where's the tree? Oh, there's no point. We'd have to shoot straight down because we're on a hill. The cannons are able to fire as the AI better than you can when you're manning them because, I don't know, depression for them isn't that good. Blech, blech. Boom! Hey, you're actually the ice shatterers, so shoot the ice trolls. That's what you're good at. That's what you got your name for.
Yes, sir! Quickly! Take the ground!
Boom! Bam! Bam! Wow, you actually hit 2 of them. Holy crap, they took out 3 trolls in one volley. That's pretty damn good. Proves that they are worthy of their name.
Sigma calls! We serve the Emperor! Slay them! Convert them!
And that there.
The Empire endures!
Magic. No! And they all flee like the cowards they are.
Fire! Fire!
No, they don't actually. There's still some around. They're all busy trying to chase down my horse archers. Good luck.
Pistoliers! In the name of the twin-tailed comet!
They're broken, they're shattered. Attack those marauders.
Shadia protects us! Fight! We are Sigma's heirs!
Chase them down.
Yes, General! To battle! Engage!
Shields only work from the front, so if we do shoot them in the side or the rear, they lose the benefit of their shield.
On fire for now! Get them!
Though, if the unit has missile resistance, that will affect them regardless of the angle. Wham! Wham! They're not trolls. How's that going? But you did kill 3 of the trolls. That was impressive. One of the cannonballs even killed 2 of them in one volley. That was good. Rank 7, I think they are. 3 silver chevrons. Ooh, and one of our archer units is actually rank 8 now. It's got 1 gold chevron. The ranks units gain experience as they fight, or whether they get trained by a captain, or your general has an ability which increases their training per turn. Vlad von Carstein has a powerful one of that, and your units end up getting up levels pretty quickly. Gaining chevrons increases their stats by a little bit. It's not much. I think it's like 1 point of like leadership, melee attack, defense, and similar things per chevron. And they can get a maximum of 9 levels, 9 ranks. So it's not that much of a difference. However, getting up to rank 8 is good because, or is it rank 7? It's rank 7 actually, not rank 8. The first gold chevron is rank 7. It is good because A number of the lords in one of the previous patches gained abilities which give powerful bonuses to units, but only if they're of a rank 7 or higher. I don't know if we have a general with that. But it will be things like, I don't know, horses gain more charge bonus and speed, which is very nice. But it will only be if they're rank 7 or higher. So it encourages you to veteran your units. Try and keep your good ones around, rather than just throwing them away. Because then they get more powerful. You have the general's appropriate trait. Or, not a trait, like, skill. I actually didn't get any kills on my units. Holy crap, we didn't lose anything. Even the trolls charged my line, and they didn't kill anything in their charge? That's impressive. I just noticed that. No losses. Well done, everyone. It's a good slaughtering of Norskins and trolls. Ow. I was expecting some friendly fire at least, but no, apparently not. I mean, there might have been some friendly fire. I don't think the game actually tracks that. So we might have lost some units to friendly fire, but if it says no losses, well, the enemy didn't manage to kill anything. Aha! The cannon, they're doing actually a good showing of being used against large units. It sometimes can feel a bit useless using a cannon against large monsters because they only get 3 shots in the size of the units which I'm using, because there's only 3 cannons per volley, and they don't tend to be the most accurate. So if they all miss, then, you know, the monsters are charging closer and they've got to reload, and sometimes it takes multiple shots to actually deal with the monsters. It's not a guaranteed kill. That's why I was surprised when they took out 3 trolls, especially one with two with 1 cannonball, because for monsters you tend to hit them with a cannonball and it bounces off. It deals a lot of damage, but it doesn't necessarily always kill them outright. Larger monsters it certainly doesn't. You won't kill a mammoth with 1 cannonball, though that would have been possible in the tabletop. Cannons were nasty in the tabletop. Oh, we got a war banner. Just a war banner. War banner is an age-old standard that had been soaked in blood and battle, a testament to endless war. Leadership +5. I want to give that to. Give it to the Halberdiers. We will... occupy it. She's gotten good attacker. And we will build outpost garrison here. Often attached to the walls, they protect the guardhouse, offers shelter and perhaps a hot drink for those on patrol. Oh, well. I think it was a wrong tooltip. Outpost garrison just gives us a slightly increased garrison here. Or should I build fields? Maybe later. If we get a retaliation attack here, I want to have the garrison bigger. Kingdom come. On this rain-soaked hill, we are all one people, our one land. Today we fight for Kislev. Today we fight for her lost sons and daughters. For her proud mothers and fathers. Kislev is people, and people are Kislev. We'll get that. Increases public order +1. All provinces. Untainted +5. Local province. Recruitment duration -1 turn for all units. Global recruitment duration -1 turn for all units. Very good. That means for the majority of my global units, I can now recruit them in 1 turn. Though they still cost more to recruit from global recruitment, but we can now actually build up our armies pretty quickly, regardless of where we are in Kislev. Or most of the infantry can be recruited in one turn. I will build the clothier here. We've got 9 gold left from that. Hero hasn't been moved. Victor Cavarin. I will actually get you to... Well, I can see the entirety of Albion. So the Citadel of Lead has just basic garrison and Conquata as basic garrison as well. Nothing special in it. This is a greater tribal stronghold. But we can take this over pretty easily. So we don't need you there. Go up here. Actually go off and go over to Nagarond. Your assignment just got worse. I apologize. But I wish to see what the Dark Elves are doing. Try not to get captured. Okay. You're sitting up there. I moved you, didn't I? Yes, I did. Throg might attack, but fight him off if need be. I'll just finish this turn and go to the next one. I think I'll call it for the night.
We will see our homeland
oh, hello.
persist through all the coming ages of the world.
Larian the Radiant. Hey, it's the High Elves. Apparently we've had contact with them and they're wanting to have a trade agreement with us. I'm sure we can come to a mutually beneficial agreement. Ilario the Radiant is the leader of the oh, what's the faction? Avalon? Yeah. I actually like playing as Ilario the Radiant quite a lot. He's a powerful spellcaster. Most very buff and defense orientated. She's not an offensive spellcaster. So she's all about making her army more powerful. Or healing them. There's Tyrion over there. He's the leader of the High Elf faction, more down here, which is Eotane, rather than just High Elf. Yeah, Avalon. I didn't see that. Well, there is an unmentioned side effect of having a trade agreement with the High Elves. The High Elves have an ability for their faction, any High Elf faction actually, where if they have a trade agreement with another faction, they actually gain line of sight of all that faction's territories, because they send spies throughout to snoop on everything. It doesn't mean much for the AI. It's beneficial if you're playing as a player, because you get to see more of the world, but it's just a little thingy. So, yep, sure, trade agreement. You have surpassed yourself. This is most wise. Getting on good terms with the High Elves. Something I wasn't expecting, actually. I wonder why we saw them. I haven't been near Ulthuan. Empire's doing a lot of things, apparently. Possibly the dwarves as well. I think that was something, was it Catas or Crynose's faction unlocker? One of the two. I think it was their mod? It renamed the base factions for each of the races. Because in the base game, say the Empire, the base faction for the Empire is called the Empire, whereas in lore, while yeah they are the Empire, the faction for Karl France would be more properly called Reichland. Same with the High Elves, as I said before. Rather than the High Elves, it would be Eotane. Also, it's the banner which they use. The banner of Eotane, the banner of Reichland. So, units again! Did it just last time. Ah! That means you've succeeded twice in a row. What are the chances? How badly injured is my army? Cloaked stranger from the mist-shrouded land of Albion. Actually appropriate now, because we've been to Albion. Approaches with a request. He has a sinister aspect, but assures you that his intentions are good. Chaos, corruption, and treasury plus 3,000. Safeguard. And we don't need the money too much now. Making our own way. Oh, I think he did some more casualties to my Ungol horse archers. Oh, I must drop see.
Raise Sigma.
What's Winterpire like? Oh, it's got a marauding militia. So it's got an increased garrison there.
Yes,
What is that, actually? Do I see something? Oh, there's Norse controls. Though temperamental and difficult to control, a troll is a whirling ball of difficult to kill death. Feral Mammoth, Order Huntsman, yeah. My Ranger Province, how much do I get from it? 2,223, it's not worth it. Throg's not being a problem up there, just retreat. The dwarves have full stack armies, and like an army of 6 over there as well, so.
I will marshal the men.
You get Goryaska? Goryaska.
Lady of the Glade at your service.
Okay, I'll move you a little bit. Oh, we got Clergy of Sigmar too, so our untainted province-wide will be going down as well. What should we get next? Get that. That will actually control the corruption in Skullpit, because we have technologies too, so it will actually keep it down without having to have a character there. So we can free up this army. Hey, look, it's actually stable, and the corruption is going down still, so it will only get better. That's nice. I don't have to sit an army in there anymore. Save, and I think I will call it there for tonight. We did a fair bit of building. We've actually gone and started spreading into Albion, which was unexpected, but it was there and there was no armies defending it, so I can take it, and it's habitable for us. So Kislev is on its way to owning Albion, and it will be a nice province to you know, stage from if I want to attack anywhere else. I might look into moving into Nagarond if that's free, because that's also tundra. So yes, but that will have to stay for next time. So yes, I would like to thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you'll join me again next time for more Total War Warhammer 2. Warhammer... What did I say? Warhammer 2 Total War. I don't like the way they have it ordered now. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will see you next time. I'll stop the recording here.